Okay, in this video we'll be comparing sedeo, sedera, and petto, petra in the imperfect. And there's a reason I want to do them together. There's also a reason that the charts are already filled in. The charts are filled in with the present tense. And I want to compare these two verbs in the present tense because they don't look the same. Sedeo, sedera, because the infinitive ends in long ere, is a second conjugation verb, whereas petto, petra, with a short ere, is a regular third conjugation verb. In the present tense, these do not look the same. You'll see the vowel between the stem and the personal endings is E for second conjugation, whereas it is I most of the time for third conjugation, down here changing to a U, and in petto there being no vowel at all. In the imperfect tense, we'll see that these two verbs actually act the same, so it makes sense to study them together in the imperfect tense, whereas that was not the case for present tense. All right, let's get started. To form imperfect tense, the first step is to find the stem, and the stem will be the same as the one we used in the present tense. And we can get that by looking at the infinitive, the second principal part of the dictionary definition, removing the last three letters, and then putting that stem in all the boxes. For sedeo, sedera, if I remove the last three letters from the infinitive, I get SED as a stem. And from petto, petra, if I remove the last three letters from the infinitive, I get the stem pet. So I'm going to go ahead and magically, quickly add those to all the boxes. And boom, there it is. So we have our stem in all the boxes. Our second step is to determine the conjugation. We did already talk about that. I'll go back and review quickly. So here, our clues about sedeo, sedera were that there's an E in front of the O and a long ERE in the infinitive. That told us it was second conjugation. And here, we did not have that E in front of this O, nor an I, just the stem pet. And then here in the infinitive, we have a short ERE, which told us this was third conjugation. The second part of step 2 is to, once you figure out the conjugation, determine which vowel that conjugation uses in the imperfect tense. And it's important to remember that these are not the same vowels we used in the present tense, and you'll see that in a second. Second and third conjugation both use the vowel E. If you remember present tense, we used the vowel E for second, but the E changed to an I, and in the third person plural, a U for third conjugation. So again, these are not the same vowels as present tense. Now we can go ahead and add that E onto both our charts. Here I am. The E is going to come right after the stem, just like that. And you can see that so far, even though these are different conjugation verbs, in the imperfect, they look the same. Our next step is to add the key letters for the imperfect, which are B-A, ba, which might make you think of the imperfect sheep. So I have my stem and my vowel, and now I'm going to add the letters B-A. We're almost done. We are ready for the last step. The final step is adding the personal endings, which are the same as the ones we talked about for present tense. However, just pay attention to the fact that in present tense, we saw either M or long O in the first person singular, and in the imperfect, we'll only use M. That means that you'll never see the verb end in ba-o. No B-A long O, just bomb, B-A-M. So here's our stem, vowel, and the letters B-A, and now we just need our personal endings. And there you have it, the imperfect tense of both second and third conjugation. They can look exactly the same, except the stem, because otherwise they'd be the same verb. So if you didn't know the conjugation of a verb and you only saw it in the imperfect tense, you wouldn't be able to tell if it was second or third, but you would know that it was one of those two. And if you check the dictionary definition, you would see which is which.